Hello, welcome back to the channel. Welcome to a little bit of a teaser trailer for what the level 100 one-shot build's going to do. It's a Warlock. The most important thing about this build is making it look like a Warlock. So you need that funny hat. That funny hat is what you want to look like a Warlock, trust me. Where does it come from? Well, it drops from Ravager. Now, I've killed Ravager twice and I did it the easy way by doing it in Elite. Now, if you go into Elite and kill Ravager, and Ravager is level 94 or above, he has a 100% chance to drop the Dread Gaze. There's 3 different types. You can go and look this up. I could do a video on it, but I'm not a Ravager expert. This is the first character I've killed it on because I'm rubbish. I don't, as everyone knows, I don't do super boss killer builds unless I accidentally do one. Now, if you go into Elite, remember it's a kiting build. You cannot just walk up to Ravager and start punching him in the face and win. You have to sneak up to Ravager, shoot him with Dreeg's Evil Eye, run away, repeat for about, I don't know, 20 minutes. I don't know how long it took. I think I'll record it at some point so I know at least what I'm talking about for how long it takes. Anyway, that, as far as I'm concerned, is easy gear because I've done it twice. I didn't die either time. Anybody, and I was level 99 the first time. I didn't have like optimized gear on. I just thought let's go and see if I can get it because it's got +1 to all skills on it. It's got a bunch of health on it, 57%, well, some kind of percentage to all damage, and it's got chaos resistance and elemental resistance. Elemental resistance I've been struggling with a bit on this. It's not too bad now. What you'll see, I still got the same components, vitriolic gallstone. I don't intend changing that. There are a couple of seals, level 75 items, but I couldn't convince myself that they would be any better. Right, I saw my toggles on. So with all my toggles on, I've got fire 70% over max, cold 65 over, lightning 65 over. Now, poison and acid looks bad until you turn Blood of Dreeg on and it's 100 and something over. Now, you don't even have to worry about that. That could be better, 15 over. That's alright, that's fine, that's fine, that's fine, and that's quite important, particularly if you want to go and kill Locarr. You want your stun resist maxed out. Now, all of this stuff, dodgy voice, it still hasn't cleared up. That's why the last video had no commentary, because my voice is shot. That's still level 50 item. Again, the other one, Malediction, probably gives you a bit more single skill damage, but that +1 to all skills and occultist, I got a bit obsessed with the +1 to all skills. So I got +1 to all skills to occultist on that, +1 to all skills to occultist on that, +1 to all skills on that, which is getting pretty good. So the resistances are okay in Ultimate. Everything I've got, apart from the relic and the gloves, is what I would call easy gear. So either target farmable, which means you can just go and get it from a boss or a group of enemies, or you can buy it. Although I think the stuff you can buy, it's only those. And I know it's like that's a level 70 item, but it's for the resistances. I got to the point where you'll find this in Ultimate, you will start having to prioritize some bits of gear because of resistances. Now, the good thing about target farmable monster infrequent, such as Vilos Ring, I know in the first video I did, so I'm not going to tell you to go and farm Vilos Ring. In Ultimate, do it because it's an acid damage item that can drop with really good resistances on it, or some other thing, like that's got Of Blight on it. So it's got like massive additional acid and poison damage buffs on it. I mean, that's not too shoddy, but again, of the Diviner, I think that's probably put all those different resistances on there. That thing, I'm going to keep farming Sister Crimson because I reckon I can get a better one of those. I mean, that's alright. 388% acid damage, 387% poison damage. I mean, that's like crazy. That thing, I've got video footage of this because no one will believe this. People will say, oh, you flipping cheated. You created that in GD Stash. No, I've got footage of me buying that from Vinylton in his shop. And then I went and made him refresh his stash, and he had another one with the same affixes, different stats on it, but the one I'd already bought was better. If I'd got that in a drop from Creatures, I'd have been amazed, but finding it in Vinylton's shop, I was just sitting there staring at the screen for about 10 minutes thinking, how did that happen? Anyway, I'll target farm that will buy it from a shop. target farm that. I kind of flip-flop back and forth because I had Putrid Necklace with +1 to all skills and occultist, and then I got that one of corrosion, that one of practicing of corrosion, and the Dreeg's Evil Eye damage was considerably higher with this, so I kind of gave up, and by then I had so many other +1 occultist skills items it didn't really matter. So target farmable, Vilos. I'll show you now how quick he is to do. Target farmable is easy. I'd say that's an easy target farmable item. You go and kill him in elite. It's not difficult. Just remember you're playing a kiting build. Do not try and face tank Ravager. You will last about 2 seconds. If you kite him, you will kill him without dying. Target farmable item from enemies in the same places that thing drops. Target farmable from a single boss. Buy the blueprint at Revered, I think. The girdles are revered, yeah, I think so, from Rovers. Target farmable or buy it from the shop. I think I bought that one from the shop, can't remember. Buy that from Homestead. I mean, you'll get better boots in drops. I just haven't bothered replacing those because the mix of ether, chaos and elemental resistance on that, it was hard to beat. I couldn't find anything that was dropping that was better than that. Those gloves, they're all right. They're not the best things ever, but again, they've got pierce and elemental resistance on, so they're good. That is sort of area target farmable, care and docks. So you can get all that stuff really easy. This is some other stuff that I found that, you know, optionally you could use that. If you stick a point in Soleil's Witchfire, I've got Soleil's on. You get all that vitality damage going into Soleil's, which goes onto the weapon. A big percentage of that gets put onto Dreeg's Evil Eye. That dropped. I mean, it's all right, but look at the thing, that Corvan Pauldrons. I've got another one to show you. The one on the right, they always drop with +3 to Dreeg's Evil Eye. You kind of take a hit with the elemental damage converted to vitality, but because you're not really doing any elemental damage, it doesn't really matter. It's not converting acid away. So it normally comes with +3 to Dreeg's Evil Eye. The one I had drop had a suffix of Dreeg's Gaze on it, and it put +2 to Bloodburst on there. If you remember, so there's Dreeg's Evil Eye, there's Bloodburst. So those things are maxed out. They're maxed out, and I've had to keep taking points out of them because I get so many gear items that buff them. Anyway, so that's okay. That's alright. That, I mean, yeah, that's just really good. These are the sort of things I was getting dropping. Just random drop gloves. I was using those for a while. That's why they've got that augment on. +2 to Bloodburst, +2 to Bloodburst. There's some trousers there with +2 to Bloodburst on with acid damage on. Boots with Bloodburst on. But again, if you look at the resistances, they don't really compare to the ones I've got on for resistances. And they're alright. I mean, they're okay. But again, it's got Ether and Chaos on it. That was the closest I could find. I mean, I could probably get away with wearing them, but my elemental would drop off. Right. Let me show you how quick Vilos is to farm. Alright, he doesn't drop this thing every time, but if you've got your movement skill, you'll be laughing because there's usually some doggies you can move onto here. I don't know where they've gone. There we are. Right, so it's just a case of tactically using the movement skill. Getting rid of the spiders. Movement skill. Come on, do it. There we go. Because the trick is, once you get to level 100, you're not really bothered about XP. No, you're not bothered about XP at all at level 100. So you're just going to be legging it down to Vilos as quickly as you can. I should have put a timer on this. Maybe put a timer on the playback. It's always worth killing heroes just in case, but... Oh, hang on. Oh, I thought it said... Yeah, I thought it said Warlock. I think I've had one item with a Warlock prefix on it. And it was not skills that I was particularly bothered about. Miss that hero, not that bothered. And Uncle Vilos up here, so you can sprint up to him, take him out. Yeah, right, so he didn't drop his ring, but that's how quick it is to get down here. It didn't take me long to get those two. I did get a hell of a lot more. See that of Blight. Of Blight is a poison thing. Haven't even bothered getting that shrine. The devotions, how do they end up? Well, you can redo this for tankiness if you want. I just went pretty much full on damage. It's close to what I said I was going to do in the first video. That's the poison damage. No, the rest of that's just sort of there. But this thing down here, I've got that on my movement skill. That's just bound to. I got a question in a comment, people asking me what you bind things like Behemoth to. Anything on here that is a chance when hit or a chance when your health drops below a certain point, you bind it to a toggle skill. So you bind it to a skill that's toggled on, that's permanently on. It is not related to that skill in any way other than if that skill is toggled on, the devotion skill is active. It's not like something like that, where that is when Curse of Frailty attacks something, that has a chance to go off. Or when Dreeg's Evil Eye attacks something, it's not just a case of shooting it, so it's got to hit something and it's got to damage them. So that would then have that 63% chance to go off if Dreeg's Evil Eye hits something and actually damages them. So that was Vilos. This is why everybody came to see me fail trying to kill Locarr. I've done him twice, but I'll do it for real. And if I die, well, it's not the build's fault. It's my fault. Trust me. The build can do it easy. Any mistakes or cock-ups are purely the fault of the player, meaning me. Or you, if you're the sort of player that cocks up. YouTube gonna censor me for saying cock up? I hope they're not. To grab all ether crystals I can. If anybody's interested, I can do a video on how to unlock this area. It's a right chore, but there are plenty of other videos knocking around. Probably, oh, hang on, mouse vitality damage, isn't it? Yeah. I don't need to do that. Come on, just open the door. Right, so as soon as you get in here, have a look at, oh, I don't like that one. Monsters have greatly increased health. Right, okay, so you know that your Locarr fight is going to be slow. Monsters are tainted with poison and... okay, I don't care about poison damage. You've got to be careful in here because there's these little crawling things on the ground that do really grim damage. It's that white thing. See those snowballs coming down? That's not good at all. It's that rock thing there, you can't kill it. Get out of my way. Let me pick my gear up. Do I want that? Not really. Right, let's just get in and see if we can find good old Locarr. Yeah, those things, those little hero guys are the ones that drop pieces of the Dark One set, but I don't think the drop rate's particularly high. Ooh, that's not good. Oh, he's dropped his Darkman's Grasp. Okay, let's have that. Get out of my way, you. I don't want to die. I've got to pick that thing up. Well, let's go. That thing's in my way. It's a right mess in here. Yeah, you get past there, you can't put rift gates down. Probably a good idea to go out of here and put one down. Did I put one down? Yeah, right, okay, yeah I did, okay. Oh god, that thing's following me. Get out of the way. Right, so I've got a rift gate down, so if I die at least I'm not gonna... Yeah, that's a right pain in the neck. When they got plus 70% health, it's just like... Because those mutators will be the same in Lokar's room as well, so he'll have 70% more health than usual. So I don't know how many million that gives him. See, look how long it's taken to kill this flipping plant. Is it dead? Yeah, right. So that once you kill that root of all evil, this opens up. This is where Locarr is. Right, so what you'll see, people who know what they're doing when they come in here, they'll take a load of potions. I'm not going to, because what I want to prove is that with this easy gear, this target farmable garbage, you can do him reasonably easily. Watch me die now. Yeah, watch out for those cinder wind things. Shut up, Locarr. You get these clones of John Bourbon come out, but that's just like free health. Or, you know, suicide. Depends on your point of view. I almost died then. Fair play, my ass all over the place. Yeah, it's not. Alright, I cheated, I took a health pot. Oh my god. See, a lot of the time, if my stun resistance wasn't high, I'd be getting stunned and just standing there. And that's just not good. You do not want to be doing that. Oh god. Do you like my accuracy with the Dreeg's Evil Eye? Just missed completely. Yeah, so the first two times I killed him, I got his coat and I got his headgear. So what I need is either the boots or what else is it? Shoulders, I think. Yeah, always remember it's a chitin build. You do not want to try and face tank him. Ooh, yeah. Yeah, that nullification does supposedly reduce the enemy's elemental damage, but whether it actually works on him or not, I don't know. Yeah, try not to run through. Oh my god, okay. Yeah, don't run into that wave. I can just last another couple of seconds. Actually, it's alright. I had mirror up, so 100% damage absorb. He's dead. No, he's not. Now he is. Oh, he dropped his flipping hat again. Okay. But there you go. So, I mean, it wasn't horrendous. It took a while, but remember, that was... You had 70% more health than usual, so generally it would have been a little bit quicker. I mean, it's not a quick kill, but it's also not... Yeah, Mythical Soil Trousers says it all, really, doesn't it? I'll have them. Yeah. Let's have a look what we've got here. Anything of any use? Yeah, I tend to pick rings up. Oh, chest guard of some nice resistances on that. Maybe not. Targe of Blight, shield. Yeah, whatever. So anyway, that was like that's a hat trick. That's 3 out of 3. I've got 2 hats, and things you can't transmute. You can't transmute the Locarr stuff. So you can't just get 4 random bits of Locarr's kit and then go and change it to the bits you want. You've got to keep farming him till you get all 4 pieces. I got 3 of them now. Talking of transmuting, you can transmute. I've got 3 of those Void Soul Bulwarks. There's 4 pieces in the set. I just like chaos damage, and that does fire damage converted to vitality to... Yeah, okay, I don't know. I don't know. Because what I want to do with this, because it's this one character in this save slot, and he's level 100, and he can obviously farm Locarr, he can do all sorts, he can kill Ravager, it would be like, what I need to do now is do a video on what next. What would you want to do next? Because the thing is, you can go and get merits, you can get XP pots. With that cross, that plus there, when you get to honoured, you can buy a writ which gives you 50% extra XP, and if you don't have to get it with every one, like I didn't bother getting it with Bismael and Soleil because I want that first, and I was getting rep with them really quickly. Barahone does some nice bits and pieces for this build. I think the only... I'm not revered with Death's Vigil. It doesn't matter. I didn't want anything off them, but I'm revered with pretty much everyone else. So that means that all their faction stuff is available. So if you go up to Mammoth Resistance shop, okay, she's got a... Oh, it's normal. Yeah, I didn't do everything in normal. Obviously didn't do that because I didn't get to honoured until I was in elite. That quest she's got there is a quest you get when you're honoured. I didn't get honoured till I was in elite. So they sell this thing down here, Potion of Clarity, 3,600 second duration. It's an hour, isn't it? Plus 100% experience gain, so you get double XP, and that is from every source of XP. That is from kills, that is from quests, that is from reading lore notes, whatever. That thing, if you create a new character and you want to gain reputation really quickly with any faction, what you do is you buy the mandate. I know it says untradeable, it means you can't give it to other players in multiplayer, right? That's what confuses people. You buy that, stick it in your stash, and then on another character of yours you can consume that like a potion. You read it, and then it will give you 150% reputation gain right from the start. And there's a bunch of blueprints. If you buy a blueprint like that Desolator, probably one of the best two-handed range weapons in the game, if you buy that blueprint like that. I bought it, there it is. And then right, read it. Any smith, where is he? There he is. Any blacksmith. Right, so if you go in on a new character, the blacksmith will be able to create that thing. Or you can just create it. Because even though it's from faction, because it's from a blueprint, it's not soulbound when you create the item. Whereas if you can't go onto here and think, oh, I'll buy that hat and put it in shared stash, because it says soulbound on it, which means you can't put it in shared stash. Right. There were a few snippets of information there. Reminds me I need to do another 10 more things you need to know about the game. Like I put a few of these bits and pieces in there with a bit of luck. So that was your level 100 teaser trailer. Hopefully you'll have plenty of questions like how the heck did you do this? Where did you get that from? Whatever. Oh yeah, that's personal stash. Yeah, I don't tend to use personal stash much, but I wanted to keep a bunch of this old gear. I actually made one of those. I got the blueprint and made that thing, and then found out that it wasn't as good as my Sister Crimson item. Even though looking at the figures on there you think, well, it must be better. It's not. It's because of that massive buff to acid and poison on that Sister Crimson thing. That corrupt Xian. It's a spelling mistake, isn't it? I don't think it is. I think they just put an A in it instead of an O to differentiate it from the corruption relic. So I wasted all my time creating one of them, and then it wasn't as good as that. Watch it drop. Look at that. Yeah. I crafted it. Proved I didn't need it. Yeah, that Dagger set, that's alright, but again, you've got so much more scope to get really good extra stats on the monster infrequent stuff. Tome of Plagues. Yeah, it's part of that. That's the level 20 version, that's the level 65 version. I mean, if you're doing this build on a character, on a roster where you've already got loads of other characters that have picked stuff up and you've got a full set of level 20 miasma stuff, you might as well use that. Because early on it'll probably be better than some of the stuff you can get, because you obviously can't get that until level 40. That's up in Care and Docks area, so you're not going to be going straight there unless you've got a merit. And I think there, I don't know, I think that maybe doesn't drop until level 40 either. Anyway, that's enough of me waffling on. I'll get some more leveling up videos on this thing done soon, uploaded, but hopefully that will give you a bit of an incentive to carry on. It's like I said, easy gear, and you know, all right, arguably some of it's not easy. I mean, you're not going to walk up to Ravager at level 1 and get that. I'd be lucky to. I mean, I got it at level 99. You could possibly get it a little bit earlier, but unless Ravager is 94 or higher, he's not going to drop that. But I got that in Elite, so you know, take that bit of knowledge away. You can go and farm him. Well, you don't even have to farm him. You can go and kill him once in Elite, and you'll get one of them. And then you look like a Warlock, just like I do. Let's have another quick look at it, because I mean that's the whole point of getting it, so you look good. Doesn't matter about the +1 to all skills. Look at that thing. Check that out. That's just amazing. Dictionary definition of Warlock gear. Right, thank you very much for watching that, and I'll catch you all in the next video.